Part 1. Hook, Promise and Map, Why Leos Glow Younger. Let me start with a question. Leo, has anyone ever stopped you mid-conversation, squinted, and said, "Wait, there's no way you're that age"? Maybe it was at the grocery store. Maybe at a class reunion. Maybe even at a doctor's office when they glanced at your ID. And admitted, you loved that moment. It felt like the universe gave you a little wink and said, "See, the sun still shines in you." Now here's the truth. People don't say that just because you have a good skincare routine or a few lucky genes. They say it because something deeper is shining through, something about your energy. The way your eyes sparkle. The way your laugh fills the room. The way you carry yourself with warmth and presence. For Leos, that glow is more than surface level, it's your birthright. The sun rules your sign. And when you're aligned, you radiate in a way no calendar can dim. But let's be honest, we've also had the other moment. You catch a glimpse in the mirror after a brutal week and think, "Whoa, when did I start looking so tired?" Stress can carve itself into your face. Pride can harden your posture. And unresolved emotions can weigh down your eyes. You may be a fire sign. But even fire flickers when the wind is strong. That's what today is about. We're not talking quick fixes or $10 miracle creams. We're talking about the deeper reasons, the hidden habits and mindsets, that make you look and feel younger than your age. And I want to give it to you the Leo way, bold, warm, heartfelt, and practical enough that you can take action tonight. Here's my promise. Over the next 10 parts, we're going to build a toolkit together. We'll look at why resilience makes your nervous system purr like a lion in the sun. How curiosity keeps your eyes bright. Why laughter softens your face. And how the right community, the right pride, can literally keep you glowing. We'll talk about daily rituals that protect your fire. The power of forgiving yesterday. And the spiritual depth that gives your soul a light no wrinkle cream can match. Think of this as a road trip, not a race. We're traveling through ideas, stories, and practices that will help you carry your years with grace and strength. Along the way, I'll share exercises you can try, examples you'll recognize from your own life, and questions to reflect on. Because Leo, you're not just here to shine for yourself, you're here to light the path for others too. So take a deep breath. Roll your shoulders back. This is your stage, your script, your time to step into the truth of why you look younger. Why you feel younger, and how you can keep that glow alive. And before we move into the first hidden reason, I want to hear from you. What's the wildest age guess someone's ever made about you? Share it in the comments. I promise you're not the only Leo who's heard. Wait, you can't be that old. Alright, ready? Let's begin with the foundation. The Stoic Sun, how control, courage, and calm keep your glow untouchable. Part 2. The Stoic Sun, control versus concern for a fire sign. Alright Leo, let's step onto the stage of the first hidden reason behind your timeless glow. And it's a big one, how you deal with control. The ancient Stoics, think of philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that life boils down to two categories, the things you can control, and the things you can't. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but when you really live it, it changes everything. Why? Because stress, that thief of youth, grows tallest in the gap between those two categories. When we waste energy trying to control what we cannot, other people's opinions, the timing of outcomes, even the weather, we age ourselves from the inside out. And Leo, here's where it gets personal. As the sign ruled by the sun, you're wired to shine, to lead, to inspire. You want to walk into a room and feel that your warmth has lifted everyone. But here's the trap. Your pride sometimes whispers. You're responsible for keeping the whole room lit. That's exhausting. That's stress. And that stress shows up in the jaw you clench, the furrow in your brow, the restless sleep that dulls your sparkle. The Stoics would tell you, your only stage is your own mind. Your own actions. You don't control whether people applaud, you control how authentically you perform. When you remember that, your nervous system relaxes. And when your nervous system relaxes, you glow. So how do we put this into practice? Let's make it practical and Leo-proof. 1. The spotlight shift. The next time you feel pressure to win someone over, pause and ask, what's one value I want to embody right now? Maybe it's kindness, maybe courage, Maybe honesty. That single value becomes your spotlight, not the unpredictable reactions of others. 2. Lion's breath reset. Try this before walking into a big meeting or heated conversation. Inhale through your nose for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Imagine you're releasing all that need to control energy. It's like teaching your inner lion to purr instead of roar. 3. Not my stage, not my script. This little mantra is gold. When you catch yourself spiraling over things outside your power, repeat it. Not my stage, not my script. My performance is my own. It sounds simple, but it rewires the mind to let go. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, a Leo boss who ran a bustling office, used to drive himself crazy trying to fix every conflict, every delay, every mood in the room. He was exhausted, and honestly, it showed. Bags under his eyes, heavy shoulders. But once he embraced this stoic shift, focusing only on what he could control, his clarity, his tone, his priorities, everything changed. He started sleeping better, his skin brightened, and people said, "Wow, you look years younger." Nothing magical happened to his face cream, he just stopped carrying the weight of the whole world. So here's my question to you. Where in your life are you trying to control something that was never yours to hold? Drop it in the comments. Even naming it is the first step toward freedom. Because Leo, when you master this first principle, you master stress. And when you master stress, your light burns steady, not frantic. That's youth. That's grace. Next, we're going to explore resilience, how true strength isn't about clenching your jaw and pushing through, but about staying flexible and open-hearted when life tests you. That's where the real glow begins. Part 3. Resilience with heart. Brave does not equal brittle. So Leo, now that we've talked about control, the stage that truly belongs to you, let's look at what happens when life throws you into the spotlight unprepared. Stress, loss, rejection, disappointment, you know as well as I do. Those storms come, and here's the key. It's not the storm that decides whether you look older or younger than your age, it's how you stand back up afterward. Now, resilience is one of those words that gets tossed around a lot. Some people picture resilience as gritting your teeth, powering through, never showing weakness. But let's be real, that's not resilience. That's brittleness, a tree that refuses to bend in the wind snaps. And when we live that way, jaw tight, heart locked, pretending nothing hurts, we carry the years like stones on our back. The wrinkles deepen, the energy drains, and suddenly we feel decades older than we are. But you, Leo, you're ruled by the heart. Your real power isn't in clenching harder. It's in staying soft enough to bend, yet strong enough to rise again. That's what true courage looks like. That's what resilience is. I want you to think about the people you admire most. Maybe it's a parent who worked 2 jobs and still laughed at the dinner table. Maybe it's a veteran who came home with scars but turned them into mentorship for the next generation. Or maybe it's that neighbor who lost so much but still plants flowers every spring. Their glow doesn't come from having it easy, it comes from refusing to let hardship harden their spirit. And that refusal shows. Their eyes stay bright, their laughter stays quick, their energy stays magnetic. So how do you practice this kind of resilience in everyday life? Let's break it down into something I call the bounce back protocol. 5 simple steps you can use the next time life knocks you down. 1. Name the hit. Be honest. That email hurt. That bill scared me. That fight broke my heart. Just naming it releases half the tension. 2. Body reset. Shake it out. Roll your shoulders. Take that lion's breath. Your body needs to know the danger has passed. 3. Value check. Ask yourself, what matters most in the next hour? Not tomorrow, not forever, just the next step. 4. Tiny action. Send 1 text of courage. Make 1 call. Do 1 thing aligned with your values. 5. Repair ritual. Before bed, write down 3 things you survived and 1 thing you're grateful for. This rewires your brain to see strength where it once saw weakness. I've seen people transform with just these 5 steps. A single parent I know, Leo to the core, used to collapse under the weight of endless bills and long nights. But once she started practicing this protocol, she stopped carrying everything at once. She bent when she needed to, asked for help, laughed when she could, and bounced back faster. The change was written on her face, lighter, younger, brighter. That's resilience. Leo, not brittle, not cold, alive, flexible, deeply human. And when you live this way, your glow doesn't just survive storms, it shines brighter because of them. So let me ask you, what's your go-to bounce-back ritual? Share it in the comments. You never know who in this community might need your wisdom. And from here, we're going to look at something that's deeply tied to your pride. Leo, emotional honesty. Because if resilience keeps you standing, emotional honesty is what keeps your heart open and your face soft. And trust me, it's one of the most powerful youth secrets you'll ever discover. Part 4. Emotional honesty, pride versus armor. So Leo, we've talked about resilience, bending without breaking, staying flexible, glowing even in storms. But let's get real about something that's even harder for many of us lions, emotional honesty. Now, pride is a beautiful thing for Leos. It gives you dignity, courage, and the ability to hold your head high even when life tries to push you down. But sometimes pride builds armor. You know the kind, when someone asks, "Are you okay?" and the automatic response is, "I'm fine," even when you're not fine. Even when your heart feels heavy and your shoulders are screaming from carrying too much. Here's the secret, that armor may protect your image, but it doesn't protect your body. Suppressed emotions don't disappear, they settle in your muscles, in your jaw, in the tension around your eyes. And over time, they etch themselves onto your face. People might see you as composed, but inside, you feel older, heavier, dimmer. I'll share a quick story. A Leo woman I once knew had the perfect mask. She never complained, never admitted stress, always smiled at work. Everyone admired her strength. But behind that mask, she was breaking. Her energy was drained, her skin looked tired, and her smile felt forced. The years wrote themselves across her face not because she aged faster, but because she carried everything in silence. Now compare that to another friend, aloud. Laugh out loud, cry when she needs to. Leo. She never hid her feelings. If she was hurting, she said so. If she was joyful, you could hear it across the block. And you know what? People often guessed she was younger than she was. Why? Because her emotions moved through her instead of building up inside. Her honesty kept her spirit uncluttered. And you could see that freedom shining in her face. So Leo, the key here is not to pour your heart out to everyone on the street. It's about creating safe spaces where you can be real, what I like to call your pride circle. 2 or 3 trusted people who can handle your roar and your tears. People who see both the crown and the vulnerability underneath it. Here are a few practices to help you soften the armor. Name it to tame it. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and put your feeling into 2 words. I'm sad. I'm tense. Naming emotion lowers its power. Journal the heart. Spend 5 minutes answering, what am I avoiding? What does my heart need? What's one kind ask I can make? Body release. Check your jaw, your shoulders, your chest. Are you holding? Breathe and soften. Watch how even your reflection shifts when you do this. Remember, Leo, your strength doesn't come from never crying, it comes from being brave enough to live with your heart open. When you let your feelings flow, your face softens, your eyes brighten, and your whole energy feels lighter. So let me ask you, who's in your pride circle? The ones you can be unfiltered with? Tag them or drop their initials in the comments. Let them know they're part of what keeps your light alive. Up next, we'll explore another secret to staying youthful, embracing change. Because if emotional honesty keeps your heart young, embracing change keeps your spirit forever curious. And Leos, reinvention is your superpower. Part 5. Embracing change, the Leo art of reinvention. So Leo, we've just uncovered how emotional honesty softens your face and frees your spirit. Now let's walk into another hidden fountain of youth, embracing change. I know, change can feel unsettling, even small things, like your favorite coffee shop closing, or your phone suddenly updating overnight, can throw you off more than you'd like to admit. And bigger changes? A job shift, a breakup, a move across the country? Those can feel like earthquakes in your carefully built kingdom. But here's the paradox. Resisting change is what ages us faster than time itself. Have you ever noticed how people who say, "I'm too old for that," start to carry themselves like they really are? Their posture slumps, Their faces tighten. Their energy dims. It's like their refusal to adapt hardens into their very bones. Now picture the opposite. Think about the aunt who signs up for salsa lessons at 60. Or the neighbor who starts a YouTube cooking channel after retirement. Or the grandfather who decides to learn guitar just because it makes him feel alive. These are the people who radiate youth, not because life has been easy, but because they've stayed open, curious, willing to grow. And Leo, that's your superpower. Reinvention. You are ruled by the sun, which rises new every morning. You were never meant to stay stuck in yesterday's role. You thrive when you step onto new stages, try new scripts, and surprise even yourself with your courage. Let me tell you about a man I met at a community center. He was in his 70s, and you'd think he'd be slowing down. But no, he was learning computer coding for the very first time. I asked him why, and he grinned. Why not? Keeps me sharp. And it did. His eyes sparkled. His laugh was quick. His energy felt decades younger. Change kept him alive. Science actually backs this up. Our brains are wired for neuroplasticity, the ability to adapt and create new pathways, no matter our age. When you say yes to new experiences, when you learn new skills, when you allow yourself to be a beginner again, your brain literally stays younger. And when your mind feels young, your body follows. So how do you practice this art of reinvention without feeling overwhelmed? Here are 3 simple steps. 1. New stage weekly, once a week. Try something unfamiliar, a new route home, a new recipe, a new playlist. Small changes keep your spirit flexible. 2. Beginner's crown. Instead of hiding your awkwardness, wear it proudly. Being a beginner isn't embarrassing, it's evidence that you're still alive. Still learning. 3. Risk ladder. Write down 3 risks, 1 tiny, 1 social, 1 creative. Start with the tiny and climb up as you build confidence. Remember, Leo, youth isn't about holding on to who you used to be, it's about daring to become someone new. Again and again, that's how your fire stays bright. So tell me, what's your next new stage? Is it a class, a trip, a project, maybe even a small habit change? Drop it in the comments, I want to cheer you on. Because up next, we're going to take this even deeper into the heart of what keeps you glowing, curiosity and play. Keeping the cub alive is the secret that makes every Leo look timeless. Part 6. Curiosity and play, keep the cub alive. Leo, we just talked about the art of reinvention, stepping onto new stages, saying yes to change, and watching your spirit stay bright because of it. Now let's talk about the fire that makes all of that possible, curiosity and play. Here's the thing about youth. It isn't just smooth skin or quick steps, it's the sparkle in someone's eyes when they're discovering something new. Think back to when you were a child, maybe building forts out of blankets or asking a million questions about how the world works. That endless curiosity, that sense of play, made you glow from the inside out. And guess what? That glow never truly leaves, it just waits for you to invite it back. I want you to notice something the next time you're with people of different ages. Sometimes the youngest person in the room isn't the one in their 20s. It's the 60-year-old who just learned to play the guitar. The grandmother who took her first solo trip. Or the retiree who posts their travel adventures online with the joy of a teenager. Their bodies may carry the years, but their energy? Timeless. And Leo, you above all signs are wired for play. You're ruled by the sun, the cosmic symbol of vitality. When you give yourself permission to stay curious, to treat life as a playground instead of a checklist, your light becomes magnetic. People can't help but feel younger around you because your joy is contagious. So how do we keep that cub inside you alive? Let me give you a practical 7-day plan, small steps to ignite curiosity and bring play back into your life. Day 1. Listen to a podcast or read an article on a topic you've never explored. Day 2. Spend 20 minutes learning a new skill on an app, anything from cooking to coding. Day 3. Watch a documentary instead of your usual show, and write down 3 takeaways. Day 4. Take a micro-adventure, try a new cafe, a park you've never walked through, or a different route home. Day 5. At dinner. Ask 3 deeper questions than usual. Watch how conversation transforms. Day 6. Create something tiny, sketch, Sing, write a short story, or even dance in your kitchen. Day 7. Share one thing you learned with a friend or online. Teaching cements curiosity. Here's the magic. None of these take more than 30 minutes. But the ripple effect is huge. Your brain lights up, your conversations gain spark, your body feels more alive. And that vitality? It shows on your face. I'll tell you a quick story. I once met a retired construction worker in his late 50s. Instead of slowing down, he signed up for a painting class, something he'd never tried. Every time he showed me a new canvas, his whole being lit up. He looked younger at 60 than he had at 50. Why? Because he stayed curious. His cub was still alive. So Leo, let me ask you, what playful skill, hobby, or curiosity are you going to pick up next? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to see this community inspire each other. Because when you keep that cub alive, you don't just preserve your youth, you amplify it. And in our next part, we'll explore one of the most joyful secrets of all, laughter. The medicine that softens every wrinkle and resets your entire glow in a single moment. Part 7. Laughter and warmth, your instant youth reset. Leo, we just celebrated curiosity and play, the spark that keeps your inner cub alive. Now let's talk about something even simpler, yet just as powerful, laughter. If curiosity is what fuels your spirit, then laughter is the quick reset button for your body and mind. Think about the last time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt. For a few minutes, every problem disappeared. The bills, the deadlines, the stress, they all faded. And what remained was pure joy. That's not just an emotional release, it's a physiological transformation. When you laugh, your body floods with endorphins, your muscles unclench, and your circulation improves. Doctors even say laughter boosts the immune system and lowers blood pressure. It's like giving your whole system a youth tune-up. And Leo, here's where your natural warmth comes in. You already have that magnetic presence that fills a room. But when you laugh, really laugh, not the polite chuckle, the whole room changes. People feel lighter just being near you. That warmth, that roar of joy, is your superpower. I'll tell you a story. My grandmother carried this gift her whole life. She had the kind of laugh that could stop people in their tracks, loud, unfiltered, sometimes so intense it brought tears to her eyes. Even in her 80s, when people met her, they'd guess she was years younger. Why? Not because she had a perfect diet or an expensive skin routine, but because her spirit stayed light. Her laugh was a rebellion against time. Now compare that to someone who rarely laughs. You've met them, their face holds tension like wet cement. Their energy feels heavy, their conversations are flat. It's as if their refusal to release joy has aged them from the inside out. The difference is striking. So Leo, let's make this practical. Here are a few ways to invite more laughter and warmth into your daily life. 1. Laugh stack. Save 3 short videos, memes, or stand-up clips that never fail to crack you up. Keep them on your phone for stress emergencies. 2. Improv moments. Try a yes and game with a friend or family member. Give yourself permission to be silly. 3. Dance break. Put on a favorite song and let yourself move, no choreography. Just joy. Half the time, you'll end up laughing at your own moves. 4. Children and pets. Spend time with kids or animals. Their unfiltered joy is contagious. And you'll find yourself laughing without effort. The best part? You don't need to wait for something funny to happen. You can practice laughter intentionally. There's even a thing called laughter yoga where you start by faking a laugh until it becomes real. It might sound silly, but that's exactly the point. Silly melts stress. Silly keeps you young. So Leo, here's my challenge. Don't hold back. When joy comes, let it roar. Laugh louder than you think you should. Don't cover your mouth. Don't apologize for the sound. Every laugh is a little rebellion against stress, against time, against the weight of adulthood. Tell me in the comments, what's the last thing that made you laugh until you cried? I bet just remembering it will put a smile on your face right now. And speaking of what surrounds you, in our next part we'll look at something just as powerful as laughter, the company you keep. Because Leo, your pride, the people around you, can either keep you glowing or quietly drain your light. Let's explore how to choose wisely. Part 8. Choose your pride, connection versus drain. Leo, we just talked about laughter, the quick reset button that melts stress and lights up your whole being. But let's widen the lens now and talk about something just as powerful, the people you surround yourself with. Because let's be honest, not every room you walk into keeps your fire burning bright. Some rooms dim it, and as a Leo, whose life force is tied to connection and warmth, your pride, your circle, makes all the difference in how young you look and how alive you feel. Have you ever walked into a gathering where the air just felt heavy? Maybe it was a family dinner with old arguments hanging in the background. Or a workplace where everyone seemed drained before the day even started. Within minutes, your shoulders sag, your patience shrinks, and you feel older, heavier, more tired than you did before you walked in. That's no accident. Energy is contagious. Negativity doesn't just sit quietly, it seeps into your body, carves itself into your face, and slows your spirit down. Now, think about the opposite. Think about the friend who carries sunshine in their pocket. You know the one. You spend an hour with them, and you leave feeling lighter, as if you've been given fresh air to breathe. Their laughter lingers, their encouragement sticks, and somehow, they look younger every time you see them. Their glow isn't from luck, it's the energy they've chosen to cultivate and share. Science even proves this. Studies show that positive social connections reduce stress hormones, boost your immune system, and even extend your lifespan. Genuine laughter with friends lowers cortisol. Supportive conversations raise oxytocin, the bonding hormone that calms the nervous system and softens your entire presence. Simply put, your company literally writes itself on your face. So Leo, here's the truth. Your youth doesn't just belong to you, it belongs to your pride. And as the lion of the Zodiac, you have to choose wisely who gets to walk in your circle. Here are some practical ways to do that. 1. 3 layers of belonging. Identify your intimates, 2 or 3 people you can bare your soul to. Your crew, an activity group. Whether it's hiking, dancing, or book club. And your community, a place where you serve or feel part of something bigger. A healthy pride has all 3. 2. Energy audit. After spending time with someone, ask yourself, do I feel lighter or heavier? If it's heavier, limit your exposure. If it's lighter, lean in. 3. Script shift. When someone pulls you into constant drama, try saying, I care about you, but I can't do venting today. Want to take a walk and brainstorm solutions instead? It sets a boundary without closing the door. 4. Create rituals. Start small traditions with your pride, weekly coffee, evening walks, Sunday dinners. Simple consistency builds a foundation of joy. Leo, remember this. You're the sun and the sun doesn't need to shine on every single plant in the world. It shines brightest when it chooses where to give its warmth. So tell me, who in your life makes you feel more alive? Drop their initials or a little tribute in the comments. Celebrate the ones who lift you higher. Because next, we're going to talk about what happens when those connections are missing, when loneliness sneaks in. And let me tell you, loneliness can age you faster than almost anything else. Let's uncover why, and more importantly, how to take your power back. Part 9. Purpose, Rituals and the Daily Glow. Leo, in our last conversation, we explored the power of your pride, the people who either lift you up or quietly drain you. But connection is only one piece of the puzzle. To truly keep your fire glowing, you need something deeper, a sense of purpose, and the daily rituals that protect that purpose. Think of purpose as your why. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to run a company, write a book, or save the world tomorrow. Your purpose could be as simple as raising a family with love, mentoring someone younger, or even creating beauty in small ways every day. Purpose is the reason you get out of bed with anticipation instead of dread. And that anticipation, it shows on your face. I once asked a retired neighbor, well into his 70s, what kept him looking so energetic. His answer was simple: you've got to have a reason to get out of bed. That line stuck with me, because I've also seen the opposite, people who drift through their days without spark. Their shoulders slump, their eyes dim, and their whole being seems to whisper, I'm just waiting for time to pass. It isn't age that wears them down, it's the absence of passion. And Leo, passion is your birthright. The sun rules your sign, and the sun burns with purpose every single day. You were made to light something up. But here's the secret: passion alone isn't enough. You need rituals, the small, consistent choices that keep your body strong and your spirit steady. Think of rituals as the wood that feeds your fire. Without them, even the brightest flame flickers. Let's break it down into something simple and doable. I call it the ritual stack. Sunrise ritual. First thing in the morning. Expose yourself to natural light. Drink a glass of water with a pinch of minerals. Then, set one intention with a phrase like, "Today I radiate courage and kindness." That's less than 10 minutes. And it sets your nervous system for the day. Midday ritual. Take a 10-minute walk after lunch. Get your blood flowing, breathe deeply, and send one check-in text to someone in your pride circle. You nourish your body and your connections at the same time. Sundown ritual, an hour before bed. Shut down the screens, stretch your body, write 3 lines of gratitude, and plan one brave thing for tomorrow. This anchors your spirit and gives your body permission to rest. Notice how none of these require an overhaul. No expensive programs, no 10-hour routines, just small, steady choices that compound into something powerful. When you stack rituals on top of purpose, you create a glow that even time struggles to dim. Your skin looks brighter, your voice carries more energy, and your presence feels magnetic. People look at you and think, what's their secret? But really, it's no secret at all. It's daily devotion to your body, your spirit, and your why. So tell me, Leo, what ritual could give you the biggest return this week? Share it in the comments. Sometimes the smallest habit is the one that changes everything. And from here, we'll move into something even deeper, learning to let go. Because while purpose fuels your fire, carrying yesterday's weight can smother it. In our next part, we'll uncover how releasing the past may be the ultimate key to staying youthful. Part 10. Letting Go and Spiritual Radiance, the Solar Challenge. Leo, we've talked about resilience, honesty, change, curiosity, laughter, connection, purpose, and daily rituals. Each one is a piece of the map that keeps your glow alive. But before we close, we need to face one last truth. Nothing will age you faster than carrying yesterday into today. And nothing will make you shine brighter than learning how to let it go. We all know what it feels like to hold on, grudges, regrets, heartbreaks, missed chances. Maybe it's that person who hurt you years ago. Maybe it's the mistake you can't stop replaying. Maybe it's the what if that sneaks into your mind at night. Those memories sit heavy, like a backpack full of rocks. And over time, you see it in the mirror. The jaw set too tight. The eyes a little duller. The smile that doesn't come as easily. I once knew a man who never forgave his brother after a fight. Every holiday, every passing year, he carried that bitterness with him. His shoulders hunched lower, his spark dimmed, and people always guessed he was older than he was. Contrast that with a woman I met who had lost her husband young. For years she battled grief. But eventually, she chose to release it, not because the pain vanished, but because she realized it was stealing her future. And when she let go, she glowed. People guessed her age 10 years younger. Science even backs this up. Studies show that forgiveness lowers stress, strengthens immunity, and even lengthens your lifespan. When you let go, you literally give your body a chance to heal. So how do you do it, Leo? Letting go doesn't mean pretending the hurt never happened. It means choosing not to carry it anymore. Here are a few practices you can try. Unsent letter. Write down everything you wish you could say to the person or situation that weighs on you. Don't hold back. Then read it aloud to yourself and safely tear it up. It's a symbolic release. Sun visualization. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply, and imagine a golden sun glowing in your chest. With each exhale, see the weight of yesterday melting away into that light. One act of kindness. Extend warmth to someone neutral in your life, a neighbor, a coworker, even a stranger. It retrains your nervous system to expect safety and generosity instead of resentment. Now Leo, because you are ruled by the sun, this final piece is more than practice, it's a calling. You are meant to radiate, not to carry, to shine, not to smolder under old ashes. So here's my challenge for you. I call it the 7-Day Solar Glow Challenge. Every day for the next week, do one small act of release or renewal. Breathe before reacting. Journal one emotion honestly. Try one new thing, watch one comedy clip, call one person who lifts you up, write one goodbye to the past. And each day, visualize that inner sun burning brighter. By the end of 7 days, you won't just look lighter, you'll feel lighter. And that, Leo, is the kind of youth no wrinkle cream can buy. So tell me in the comments, which day of the challenge are you starting with? And if you're ready to claim your glow, type Leo Sun, so I know you're in. Because your age may be written in years, but your youth? That's written in how you live them. And Leo, when you choose to live with resilience, honesty, laughter, purpose, and lightness of heart, time itself has no choice but to bow to your radiance.